So what is up, guys? My name is Mike. This is the MDH Automotive channel, and I do appreciate you checking out this video. First of all, I want to start out by thanking everyone who commented on my last video on the 79 Trans Am. I really had a lot of fun with that video. It's a video that I had been thinking about and planning for ever since I bought the Trans Am. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't watched it, definitely go check it out. But thank you very much for the support. It was a lot of fun. Today, I want to talk about some of the vehicles that I've owned. I've got a list here. I've kept a list of all the vehicles I've owned since my very first one right down to my last one. Obviously, I'm not going to go through every one of them because there's 78 on the list right now, plus another 23 motorcycles, and I'm really not going to talk about the motorcycles today. Certainly could talk about that another time if you like, but I'm just going to talk about the ones that I've owned, kind of highlight the ones, the better ones, the ones that are more memorable to me as far as that goes. And then I want to talk about some bucket list cars. But I do want to start out by telling you guys, you may not see me for maybe a week or two at the most, just because, as many of you know, my wife is very, very pregnant. Due any day. We're just like waiting. It's like, you know, hour by hour type thing, like, okay, anything happening yet? So I'm anticipating sometime this week. So when that does happen, I'm going to be a little absent for a little while. I will be posting pictures on my Instagram, so if you're not following me, definitely follow me, MDH5169. I will put it in the description below. But like I said, I'll post pictures and keep you guys updated there. But I may just take like a week or two break from YouTube. I will be back, so don't go anywhere. I will be back stronger than ever. I still have 5 vehicles that I need to do videos on, and still have a lot of projects and things like that going on. Still have a lot of other things planned this summer and what have you. So there's a lot happening, and I'm anxious to get back to it. But you know, I need to step back for a little bit and take care of my family. So without further ado, let's go ahead. We're going to get started and talk about the list of vehicles I've owned, and then I'm going to give you kind of an update on what's going on with the vehicles around the shop, and we'll end the video, and I'll stop the torture, I promise. So let's get started. So obviously the first one's my 1965 Chevy pickup, which I still have. You guys know all about that. If you don't, you need to go check out that video. I did have a 70 Volkswagen Bug, which I did talk about a couple videos back. That was a great little just beat around car. I beat on it, I used it, I abused it, and the car just took it and kept running. So good car. After that, I ended up getting an 85 Volkswagen GTI. So I have had a few Volkswagens, and I do like Volkswagens. I actually would not mind picking up like a Volkswagen Bug or something along those lines for the shop. I think it would be a great addition to the collection. I just haven't found the one that I wanted yet. 89 Ford Probe, bought that brand new in 1989. It was very cool. The digital dash, I mean, back in 89, that was just a cool thing to have. And you know, at the time it was a 6-cylinder. I thought the car was pretty fast, pretty sporty. I had a 85 Ford Mustang GT and ended up re-gearing the rear end on that. And at the time I thought it was pretty fast too. 5-speed car. It was fun. Let's see what else of interest here. 69 Chevy El Camino. That was a fun vehicle, very loud vehicle, but it was a lot of fun. I had a 96 Oldsmobile LSS, and the reason I mentioned this car is because it was my parents' car. They had bought it brand new, and then I ended up getting it from them after they got their Acura, and that was a really good car, very comfortable, good riding car. I actually had 2 96 Ford Mustang convertible GTs, not at the same time, of course, but the first one I had was a really nice, clean, good running car, green with tan interior. I liked the car and ended up getting rid of it. Later on down the road, I ended up trading a motorcycle for the exact same car. It wasn't the exact same car per se, but the exact same color combination setup, and I was very disappointed with that car. It ended up being a total piece of junk that yeah, I couldn't get rid of fast enough. I had a 94 Chevy Impala that had like 70,000 original miles, bought it from the original owner. Super clean car. Kind of wish I still had that car because it was just so clean. And you know, the 94 through 96 Impala SSs were just really cool cars, iconic cars. My very first Corvette was a 2000 Chevy Corvette. I've talked about that before. Cool car, fun car. I thought it was very fast at the time. Of course, I had a 1959 Plymouth Savoy. Years ago, I found this car. It was this is a good story. It was sitting in front of this house. It was abandoned. Nobody lived there. Weeds growing around it, just like it had been there forever. And it caught my eye because, you know, obviously I wanted a Plymouth. I wanted a Plymouth like Christine, and it was very similar. So I walk up and I'm looking around at it, and I ended up leaving a note on the guy's door. I'd been there a couple of times, and the neighbor to that place where it was at said, "Oh, he's not going to sell it. You need to get away from here. I've tried to buy it off of him. He won't sell it." So actually the guy ended up getting a hold of me, the owner ended up getting a hold of me and said, yeah, I'll sell it. And I think I bought it for like 500 bucks. And I came back, really cool. I came back the day I was going to get it. I was going to meet the owner out there. I got there a little early. Again, the neighbor comes out and says, hey, get away from this car. He's not going to sell it to you. Just forget about it. And I told him, yeah, actually he did sell it to me. So it's kind of cool. Ended up towing it out, towing it home. I did all the work on it myself. I actually did tune-up, changed all the fluids, brakes, just everything, and got the car back on the road. And it was really kind of cool to see it back on the road after all those years. It was one of the coolest car experiences I think I've ever had. I had a 72 Chevy Monte Carlo that I think I paid like $5,000 for. Had factory air, super clean, crate motor, really a nice driving car. Every now and then I run across those on Craigslist and I think about buying another one because I really did like that car. Of course, my 58 Plymouth Silver Special, which I have and I've done a video on. I had an 85 Corvette, 67 and a 68 Ford Thunderbird. Let's see, I had a 72 Chevelle wagon that was really cool. Had a 454 big block, red with black racing stripes, tinted windows, rally rims. That was fun. Had an 01 Pontiac Trans Am WS6. That was a fun vehicle. I've had a number of Z06s. We've talked about that already. I had a 73 Camaro RS that was orange in color that I actually bought off Vasco. That's how I met Vasco, and that was a very cool vehicle. 67 Chevelle wagon, a 69 Olds Toronado, 70 Olds Cutlass S, a 31 Ford Victoria, Corvettes. Let's see, I had a 1970 Camaro that was pretty cool. I had a 52 Ford pickup that was beautiful. I ended up selling it, and it ended up going to Barrett Jackson, and then I've seen it for sale here and there on Craigslist and different websites for a lot more than I sold it for, let's just say that. I had a 65 Mustang Fastback GT that I actually sold in 1 week. I don't know that I told you guys this story, but when I was looking for my Shelby Cobra, someone turned me on to this car. I went down and knocked on the door. A guy opens up his garage, shows me a 1965 Ford Mustang Fastback, and I really knew nothing about these cars. I was just not a big Mustang fan. I just knew that the Fastbacks were worth more than the coupes. Started talking to the guy. He said, yeah, I got a couple things I want to fix on it, but I'll sell it. I ended up coming back. I ended up buying it for like 11 grand, and a bunch of parts came with the car. So I was trying to sell the parts on Craigslist. I had a Mustang guy come and take a look at the car, and well, he actually came to take a look at the parts, wanted to buy the parts. When we saw the car, he just kept offering me more money until I finally just relented and I couldn't turn down the profit on the car. But that was a very fun car. Let's see, I had a 66 Dodge Charger, I had a 1930 Ford Model A sedan, a 39 Ford Custom Deluxe 4-door. Let's see, I had a 48 Chevy Coupe, a 68 Plymouth Roadrunner, which I do kind of miss. Had a 440 and 4-speed, and that car would break the tires loose in the first couple of gears, and it was a fun ride. 59 Plymouth Fury, if you guys watch the channel, you'll know that. I had an 05 Dodge Magnum that had like 10,000 original miles on it. It was a very clean car. 62 Impala 4-door. That was kind of a cool car, but it was a 4-door. I had a 62 Thunderbird. Coolest car probably I ever owned. I got rid of it shortly before I started this channel. It had a 428 Cobra Jet with a 6-speed manual transmission, 456 gearing in the rear end, 4-wheel disc brakes, push button start. It was just a cool car, heavy car, but it was a beast. It would break the tires loose in the first couple of gears, and it was a great car. But then I ended up seizing the motor on it one day and getting in really deep and rebuilding the motor. Never really completely got it right. I think I have talked about this on the channel. Ended up selling it to a guy who was aware of all the problems. He had it for a little while, and then he ended up selling it. Now it's back in Oklahoma someplace, and I actually think one of my subscribers actually owns that car. So if you're watching this video, give me a shout out. I do want to come back and visit that car. It is a really cool car, and I miss that car. I had a 97 Lincoln Mark 8 that I actually ended up selling to Eddie. Of course, most of these cars I'm going to have right now, my 07 GT500, 67 Shelby Cobra, 01 Chrysler Prowler. I had an 03 Dodge Viper for a little while, and that was kind of a cool car. It's kind of Vipers are kind of iconic cars anyway, so every now and then I think about getting another Viper, but Of course, the 67 Chevelle SS. Of course, you guys know about the 2016 Corvette Z06. Yeah, most of these cars most of these cars now I've had with the channel, so probably no sense in going through them. You guys, if you follow the channel, you know what's in the shop right now. You know, things are always changing. Sometimes, you know, things leave, things come back, or what have you. But yeah, that's kind of the highlight of the cars that I have owned so far. Now let's talk about some of my bucket list cars, some cars that I would really like to have before I leave this earth. I still wouldn't mind having a 1940 Ford. I think that's a really iconic body style, even though I've got a 41 right now. Just a little bit of a difference in a body style. So if I could pick up a 40 right, I would get rid of my 41 for that. I wouldn't mind having an older coupe, maybe like anywhere from about a 28 to even like a 34, 35, 36 in that area. I know we're kind of getting into a different body style, but I still would like to go back to something like that. Even though I've had a couple of old Model A's, I'd still like to have something along those lines. Definitely a mid-year Corvette. That's definitely the Corvette that I want to have before I die. Like to have a first generation Corvette, but a 63 through a 67 would be awesome. I would like to have a first generation Camaro, 67 through 69. I think it's a beautiful body style. I would like to have a first generation Challenger, or kind of a toss-up between that and a second generation Cuda. Very similar in body style. Obviously I'd prefer to have the Cuda. The Cuda's a little bit more of a valuable car, a little smaller of a car, very cool car. But either way, a first generation Challenger, I think it'd be cool to have one in Sublime Green to match my Scat Pack. I would like to have a Jaguar XKE. I just think they're beautiful cars, not much for foreign vehicles, but the body style, the length of the nose on those cars, and I'm not looking for a convertible, I'm looking for a hardtop. Those of you that know, I'm not a convertible person, I like hardtops. So that would definitely be another bucket list car. I like to have a DeLorean. I think DeLoreans are very cool. I like to have a Buick Grand National. Those are very cool cars. I've never ridden in one. I would like to check one out, and every now and then I run across them and look at them online. So I'd like to have a Typhoon or Cyclone GMC. Those were awesome vehicles. I remember test driving one back in the early 90s when they first came out and thinking, wow, what an amazingly fast vehicle. So either one of those would be kind of cool to have. You know, I'd like to have a second generation Charger, but who wouldn't? Those cars are just so pricey and so up there that I just don't know that I could ever see myself spending $60,000 or $80,000 on one. I would love to have a Superbird. I found a clone actually online right now for sale, and I don't think the price is all that bad, but it's still a lot more than I want to spend. But and of course, to get a real one, you're going to spend six figures. But yeah, that would be really a cool car to have, just an iconic car to have in the shop. But some vehicles that are on my bucket list that I do own right now, I will actually share that with you. We'll go downstairs and I'll share that with you. Okay, so bucket list car number one is the 60 Impala. And it's all because of the wings. It's all because of these right here. Yeah, I think the design is beautiful. I love it. I'm definitely planning on doing a video on this car very soon. Next bucket list car is Shelby Cobra. Without a doubt, that is one of my big time bucket list cars. I wanted one for a long time. I am so happy to have been able to find it and get it. So yeah, I mean, how can you not love that car? Next is a 67 Chevelle Super Sport. If you guys know the story, you know that my mom had one years back when my parents were married, so I always wanted one, and really I wanted the Super Sport blue on blue like this, all set up just the way my mom basically had her car set up. So I was really lucky and blessed to find that car, and so happy to have it. Another one is, of course, a 79 Trans Am. Obviously 77, 78 is really the year to have, but this one's so close in body style. There's like so minor differences in it that it's just a car I've wanted since I was a kid. So very happy to have this car. Another one is my 56 Chevy. I always wanted a tri-fi car. It didn't really matter 55, 56, or 57. I looked at a couple before, and so when I was able to get this one, very happy. So it's a car will probably be around for a long time. And the last bucket list car is going to be my 58 Plymouth. I'm a big Christine fan. I love that movie. From the time I saw that movie, I knew I wanted this car. Obviously, I did not want a four-door. I want a two-door hardtop, but they are very pricey and very expensive. I'm actually very glad that I bought this one. You want to know more details about that car, then definitely go check out the video I did on it. Did it way back. It's been about a year ago or so. But very cool car. And yeah, those are some of my bucket list cars. So that's going to do it as far as that goes for that part of the video. I'm going to end this video talking about kind of an update and let you know what's going on in the shop. My 72 Chevy pickup is back. If you guys didn't know, it was gone for about 3 weeks, and I was having interior stuff done. I had the door panels done, and I had the headliner and visors done, so everything kind of matches. Well, I took it back and had a carpet kit done, which is probably kind of hard to see because it's pretty dark, but they did all that along here. And they also did like a lot of wiring stuff for me. There was a lot of stuff that was screwed up under the dash they fixed, stuff with the stereo that they fixed, some other miscellaneous things and everything like that. So it took them a little while to get everything done, but now I'm very, very pleased with the truck and very pleased with the interior. Got a couple other ideas and thoughts and projects on the truck, so we'll just kind of see. They're not high priority stuff, but we'll kind of see how things go with other builds and other things that are going on, and this truck may get a little bit more love and attention before it's all said and done. You guys may not remember, but the Impala was having some difficulties. It was not running well, and actually when I took it over to the shop, which is like a mile away from here, it didn't even make it all the way over to the shop. It just died on me, and I ended up having to tow my tractor up into the shop and get it over there. Luckily, it was a very simple fix. I thought it was fuel, but I wasn't sure if it was like fuel pump or in the carburetor or what. It ended up being a fuel filter. Very easy fix. Eddie took care of that. Things running great now. The only thing I'm noticing with this car is that the starter seems to be dragging every now and then and not catching, so I'm pretty sure that's going to need some attention before too much longer. Cars that are over the shop right now, the 41 Ford is still having difficulties. It's down right now for the count. We've got to try to figure out the rear end. Initially, Eddie was thinking maybe we just change out to like a Ford 8-inch, but that might be a little bit beyond what we want to do, because I don't want to get that deep into that car. I don't want to get that involved in that car. So we're going to try to get the rear end fixed. I don't know. It's hard to say. If I buy something else and maybe get rid of the 41 or keep the 41, if I do keep the 41, it's probably going to stay pretty basic. You know, just get the gauges and everything like that, work and put a headliner in it, maybe keep the 3-speed on the column, and just drive it the way it is, drive it around here, take it to a few shows, and leave it at that. And that might be the best idea that I would have. The GTO, I want to catch you guys up on the GTO. The guy that's working on it right now, he's really good to keep me updated, send me pictures of what's going on. Once I got the motor apart, turns out that it had a blown head gasket between 2 cylinders, and then what he's saying, a lifter keeper was broken. So that was my problems right there. Don't think we're going to have to go through the bottom end of the motor. I told him I trust his expertise, but I think the bottom end's probably okay. He does too. So probably just go through the top end of the motor, replace the broken parts, and hopefully that car should be back on the road, and we should actually be able to do a video on it and drive it and check it out, and it should be here in the shop in the not too distant future. So very excited about that. I'm actually going to post some pictures on Instagram of the damage that was done, and probably promo this video actually. So check me out on Instagram again, MDH5169. As always, it'll be in the description below. And as more of my other vehicles start filtering back in, there's still hope that someday, somehow, all the vehicles could be under one roof at one time. And yeah, I'm hopeful. So anyway, sorry, it's kind of a boring video, but it's just a video I wanted to throw out. And mostly I just want to let you guys know that if I am absent for a little while, it's because I had a baby and busy with my wife and my new baby. So, but I will be back very soon. I appreciate you sticking in with me. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Please subscribe. Like I said, I'm getting close to 800 subscribers. I really want to get up to 1,000 subscribers. That's a milestone that I want to achieve. Follow me on Instagram. It's going to be in the description below. I'm going to have the P.O. box in the description below as always. If you guys want to send me something, I will include it in the video. So please do that. I'm thinking we'll probably need to do another Q&A pretty soon too, and I will usually do things on Instagram about that. So that's going to be coming very soon. If you like the video, thumbs up, share the video. Yeah, all that good stuff. I would appreciate it. With that, God bless, take care, have an absolutely outstanding day.